So Speerow has been confirmed to be free.
Everything that I felt, praise the Lord.
And coming to the library road as soon as his pass ends.
Price surprise with the best of your pause.
So today I will show you the Speerow guide. So basically Speerow has two main builds. One aggressive, which is high risk, high reward build, which is the intended playstyle that was used in the webtoon. And we have the passive build, which basically the opposite of the first build. Basically you're either a raging bull or an annoying mosquito. So first let's talk about the aggressive build. So first the spell I would recommend is Turn Over. So why Turn Over? While many of you would be thinking Heal is better since he has the lowest HP in the game. So Turn Over basically gives you a freebie if you miss your ultimate, and it also helps you use your ultimate. Let me explain. So legends like Brock, Ravi, and Goldie, their ultimate, or if you're caught in it, you will roughly take damage for 2.5 seconds. If you use Turn Over while caught in their ultimate, it gives you a split second to press your ultimate button, which then proceeds to cancel their ultimate and deal a fuck ton of damage at the same time. Here is what it looks like. Here it is slowed down, as you can see, after becoming. For a short time, you can use your ultimate, which proceeds to do the combo. So, since we're being aggressive, we also want to deal more damage with our ultimate. So we're going to use the Strengthen ability. You might think we should use Stiffening to reduce our damage after using ultimate. But Firewall not only allows consecutive use of ultimates after landing one, but also gives you a 25% max HP barrier, which can stack. And when I say stack, I mean he can literally have the highest HP in the game, excluding Battle Royal. Overclock, in my opinion, doesn't have a significant amount of impact on his damage, especially when you need his ultimate to have this effect. Plus, his ultimate is his main damage source, so you're going to want to use that more often than your basic attack and skill. I also did the math, and this ability would only add 200 damage to your basic attack and skill, which is not a really big enough impact for me. You guys also may be wondering why I decided to add a 10% damage to my skill when it only adds 100 damage. Well, it's because we're playing this legend in an aggressive play style, and his skill is his most aggressive attack, and I find myself using his skill more often than his basic attack. Trophy Collector is great for aggressive play style, because it increases your damage for every kill that you do, basically making you everyone's worst nightmare. But this applies to any strong legend with this engraving. Declare Pursuit is only useful to him in duels, since you can't get enough kills for Trophy Collector to be any good in duels. Lightning is obviously the best choice for our aggressive playstyle, since it activates after one skill attack and recharges while you're fighting. Unlike Prudent Beam, you have to be out of battle for it to recharge. Now, you do have to be conscious that when you do use your ultimate on a legend who is using his ultimate, you will also take damage before you cancel their ultimate. So that's why we're having Parry, which is kind of a fitting name for this legend, but it just reduces the damage when we're close to the enemy, and this does not only apply to when we're using our ultimate. So that's why it's better than the ability Stiffening, that only decreases the damage after using your ultimate. So now for the passive build. So we're keeping Turn Over for the same reason as the other build. So here we will be using Stiffening, since our goal is not to be aggressive, but to be passive and staying alive by reducing our damage intake after using ultimate. We're gonna keep Firewall to allow us to get a barrier, further increasing our chances of staying alive. Now here, Prudent Beam is great for being passive, since we're not being aggressive. So when we do fight, we have this little extra damage. We're keeping Unyielding. Now, Sudden Extort will be a key element to the secret version of this play style, which I'll tell you soon. This engraving helps us further stay alive. Now here, Hunt the Weak is a great way for Speerow to support while being passive, because in this whole build, we're not going to have a single increase in damage besides Prudent Beam, which doesn't really count. Now here, Durable decreases damage received by 8%, which helps in the long run, especially with the playstyle that we're going to be using with this build. So, this build is built for making your Speerow stay alive as long as possible, while still attacking passively. You're playing the long run. What you're doing is basically killing your opponents, while you yourself staying alive, which will increase the respawn time of your opponents, making it easy for you to win. This method mainly works in duo and team touchdown, but of course, this build can still work in Dominion, if you stay on point and play well enough to stay alive for your teammates to join you. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this video was helpful.